Hi there, this is Ray, and you're listening to the Gladly Global Podcast. Hello again, it's Ray, and here on the Gladly Global Podcast, we talk about language and culture and how to learn languages and how to stay accountable. Lots of different things, actually, because this is kind of the space where we have a little bit more time to go down deeper and also be a little bit more friendly with you and all that different stuff. So anyway, today we're going to be talking about the pandemic. And basically how to overcome it, how to get through those different obstacles that the pandemic faces, and how we have kind of made some hitch-scotches band-aid fixes on the different things that have been thrown our way, especially coming from the traveler and student perspective, considering that many of us, there are only 3 people here. Anna, myself, and Rasmus have all traveled during the pandemic because we were forced to, and moved during that time, as well as had to be away from family for some portion. There was a lot of craziness going on in 2020 for all of us, so we wanted to share that with you. Anyhow, hi Anna. Hi Rasmus.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hello, everybody. We're here. Finally, all 3 of us together in a podcast. Yo.
Yay.
Wow, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, need to do more things together.
Oh my god. I am still waiting on the time that we can actually shoot a video together again.
Oh yeah, it was really
Because
nice that time.
I think last time was like a couple of years ago or something like that.
Yeah,
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was like 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
So
that's wild. That's
Wow.
wild.
A year and a
already.
half.
What the frick?
2019.
What the
Yeah.
Fruit Loops?
that's because 2020
like-
felt like it never happened or something.
Honestly,
It felt like it never happened, but it also felt like it lasted 10 years.
it's weird because it's like, I couldn't remember. Like everybody, we were talking about how like our friend read a bunch of books this year, and like 80-something books this year. And being in the community, you see a lot of people read like 100, 200, and you're like, how the hell?
Oh my god.
And I was like, maybe I read like 1, maybe I read none. Like I know I read at least 3,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually went and like organized my list from 2020, and I was like, was this in 2020? And Rasmus is like, yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, wait, this too? It's like, yeah. I was like, damn, I read like 9 books. I did not remember that any of that was in 2020 because it felt like another lifetime ago. Like the second half of 2020 felt like a different year from the first half, at least for me.
Yeah, no, that's so relatable. My god. Also because so I'm gonna start saying my story a little bit so people understand what's going on as well, because at the beginning of last year, so 1 year ago, I was working in a company in Japan, in Tokyo, and I had already decided to go back to Italy in May 2020, and then in January we were still like, oh my god, there's this new virus, whatever, but like nobody was imagining what could have happened like 1 month after that. And basically I was working for an event company, so they started canceling all the international events that we were like working for, and I was like, oh my god, but I needed to leave the company to be able to go back to Italy. And so I left the company, and then lockdown happened basically exactly after I left the company. And I spent months trying to get rid of all my stuff that I had in Japan in my apartment, and trying to get a hold of a plane ticket, because of course planes were not flying from Japan to Europe at the time, and I got like so many plane tickets cancelled, or like I just lost the money because I don't know, like some companies reacted in a different ways from others. And I also had to call the embassy and ask for help to be able to go back to Italy, because my visa was expiring and I didn't know how to deal with that, I guess.
Mm.
And nobody knew what to do. It was like such a mess. And in the end, I managed to go back home, I think like 2 days before my visa expired. So it was crazy, but then I managed to do it, I guess. This just to give like an idea of what happened.
Yeah,
But
it's funny.
Teresa did something
No, can
similar.
I tell you,
Yeah,
it's so funny because like listening to you, I remember having this conversation and watching your video, but I almost forgot like how how crazy it was. Just because like you're from Italy, like guys, mats that for a second, meds that a little bit.
No one's
like,
gonna know what those words are.
Yeah, but they'll get it out of context. See, now that you point it out, they're gonna be wondering. God damn it. Anyway, the point is, think about it, guys. Think about it, right? Like, I don't know. Being from Italy, like Italy was hit the hardest in the beginning, and trying to figure out how to get back to a place like that. Like for me, I went back to Jamaica right before the pandemic, so I made it out of Japan before it was too confusing. But then I was like, it was really funny because I went through this really crazy period of trying to find jobs because I was planning to stay in Jamaica, which most of you will know that didn't happen because I'm in Sweden right now. But I was planning to stay in Jamaica and I wanted an online job that I could work from home because Jamaican dollars aren't worth shit and my skill set is not really that marketable in Jamaica yet. And so anyway, I was looking for jobs and applying for jobs and applying for jobs. And I also had some consideration, maybe I'll go to the States for a year or two to like make some proper money or whatever. And so I had gotten...
I remember you were...
I had gotten a job offer for a Japanese company to do social media in New York City for like $50,000 a year, and I was like, oh, that sounds good, I can save up some money, I can do that. I kid you not. So I say to myself, alright, I can go to the States, but I want to hang out with my sister a little bit longer and just like kind of like fix loose ends before I leave. So I'm gonna stay like 2 more weeks. Within 2 weeks the pandemic starts and the job offer goes away. I can't move anymore. Basically, all of the places I was applying for in the first place were like, what the hell? New York goes into lockdown. Florida starts getting really shitty. And it's just a bad time to go anywhere. And then I'm immunocompromised, so my dad was even freaking out, and they work at a supermarket and pharmacy management, and so they're seeing hundreds and hundreds of people every day, so like figuring out how to be super like on top of things, not bring it home and whatever. And so my dad was like, don't come out of your room. If you don't have to leave your room, don't. And so I was basically like prisoner in my room for like 3 or 4 months at a time, basically. And that's when I decided to start teaching English and Japanese and Korean online more intensively. So I signed up for Italki and I promoted that a lot. And then I expected this, once again, this is the beginning of the pandemic, so I expected, okay, maybe I'll get like 10 students, and so I'll do like this. So I opened up my whole schedule. So in one day I got, must have been like 60 requests or something like that in one day, and it filled up my time from 8 o'clock until 10:30 p.m. straight. And I was like, fuck, because I didn't close the schedule thinking that, let me just leave more availability because no one is gonna book me. Wrong. And so I was just so damn busy for the first 2 weeks, because while I was sleeping they booked out the whole things, and then I felt bad for like, it's my first couple lessons, so the first 2 weeks I was just like doing nothing but lessons and like eating in the 5-minute breaks in between each lesson. I got that under control. I saved up some money because for me it kind of worked out to some degree, because everybody was stuck at home, so everybody's like, let me go back and brush up my little English skill, or let me go back and brush up my Spanish skill. And I was just teaching everybody and their mom and their cow and their cat, and and then And so I saved up enough money, and then I was like, let me just move, because I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I don't know when the country's gonna open up again. I don't know anything. Like, I don't want to be sitting in this bedroom for the next year and whatever. And then this is where it naturally leads to Rasmus's story.
Yeah.
We can get back to me after that. But Rasmus also had to move during the pandemic because...
Wait, are we talking about way back or...
No, well, I don't know, you can start wherever you want. I don't know.
Oh, I wish I had written a script for this. No. No, so basically...
It's your life.
Yes, it's my life. My life story.
It's my life!
And it's now or never.
Alright.
Copyright.
Yes.
Anyway, so I left Jamaica, having gone there from Japan together with Ray, in I think October of 2019. But I left Jamaica in January 2020, which was, I think, a good, very, very good window, because it was like people had started mentioning the pandemic. It had, or
we started to worry about it.
Yeah, people Corona had become a thing that people were like worried about. But so I basically just managed to get home right before everything started, and all the flights were cancelled and things like that. So God knows what things would have been like if I'd been stuck in Jamaica, but I wasn't. So I came back to Sweden and started looking for some jobs. Also ended up tutoring languages online, because it was basically the only thing that was available, because everyone was fired, basically, in a sense. Like every sort of menial job, every cafe job, every supermarket job, everyone was just like fired, because like, okay, people can't go outside, can't have you in close contact with people, so
it's funny.
There were no
it's
jobs.
funny because it's language learning online is actually one of the industries that grew the most this year in 2020. Like, it's like the second largest growing industry based on 2020 pandemic.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that's really cool. Yay, language.
Hey.
Love to hear it.
Like, considering what we do, it's
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, we're like, ooh. Anyway,
Yeah, I
keep
gotta
going.
get on that train. Anyway, so started tutoring, decided to actually go back to school, because I never really did university properly. I only did like a short degree at like a technical school for like music, but that was about it. So I was like, I'm gonna go to university, and of course, with the scare of COVID being a threat to the sort of how university works, I assumed it would all be online, or I was afraid it would all be online. So I was like, okay, I can apply, but I want to move, because I don't want to live in my parents' like basement, basically, for like 5 years or whatever, how long my degree is, or however long this is gonna hold out. So I'm like, but I still want to move to the city where my university is.
So, I mean, yeah, so we're basically, now that Rasmus is back in Sweden, because originally Rasmus was planning to stay in Jamaica with me also, but between the pandemic and also like just like us having issues finding things, Rasmus decided to go back to Sweden, and then I was faced with the choice of, what the hell am I gonna do? Am I gonna stay here? Am I gonna go to the US? Am I gonna save up some money before I go somewhere? Am I gonna whatever, blah, blah. So I decided to go to Sweden and start studying Swedish, because I figured I could finish my degree here. So I, luckily, because of tutoring and stuff, I saved up enough money to pay for Sweden, basically. Well, moving to Sweden, the process of moving to Sweden. And I'm there's certain stuff that you can get federal, blah, blah, blah. There's lots of aid and things as well, but it still costs money to move to a new place and set up a whole new apartment and all of these different things. So definitely wouldn't have been able to do that without the pandemic boosting my pocket in a kind of underhanded way. So that decision was very much led by the pandemic. I think if it didn't happen, I probably would not be in Sweden right now. I think I would have probably chosen a different path that is a little bit more
Which is
solid.
ironic if you think about it. It's ironic because people usually, like, there's the pandemic and they tend to stay where they are.
Yeah.
but for you it was like
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Yeet. Yeah, for real. Because, yeah, there would have been more opportunities in Jamaica and more things for me to do, especially because what happens is that, like, the area that I wanted to start developing, which is, like, social media and that kind of stuff, is relatively new in Jamaica. A lot of companies don't yet understand the necessity of online representation. And so I would have to go into the process of convincing people to take a new step in their company. And that was okay at the time, but then the pandemic happened and everybody was just trying to hold on to what they already had. Nobody wanted to go and hire a new person to do something that they're not sure if even is worth it or like worth their time. And so it was just like the worst moment to do is exactly what I was planning to do. And so yeah, forced me out of the country. And yeah, flying here was not cool. It was not fun. I
remember that you were not feeling well.
Oh my god, so like
exactly during the flight.
Yeah, because two things. Like one, I think my mom caught some kind of cold. It wasn't corona, because I had to take the test before going, but like she caught some cold because we went to Ocherius, like a beach town right the weekend before I left. And so we went in the pool, we went outside. The pool always gets everybody sick, so the pool gave a little bit of cold, and so I had it slightly, but even more so, I get fevers when I'm nervous and when I'm tired. So that's not a lot of people, but like it happens to me so quick. I have the heat inside my body. It gives me headaches very often too. It causes my skin to be annoying, and so every time I get stressed, I get a fever. So the whole time I was worried. I'm like, they're gonna come over to me, they're gonna check my temperature, and they're gonna kick me out of the plane. Oh my god. And so I was stressed out the whole time. And then also there was a rule, technically, that you're not allowed to fly to the EU if you're not an EU citizen, or somebody, like, you have some really serious reason or whatever. Schooling was a reason, but nobody understood that, so I had to fight with every single person before getting on the train. Like, they're like, no, you're American, you're not allowed to get on the train, on the plane. And I was like, listen, okay, I'm going to school there, it doesn't count. Well, based on what is on my screen, which is what matters, you're not allowed to get onto the plane. And I'm like, listen to me, call your damn boss. Call your boss, because I'm pretty sure. I was like, listen
I want
to
to talk with the manager.
Yes, I went full ass Karen, because I actually almost went home. Like, they told me so much that it wasn't possible, and they're like, it's not us, and when you get to Sweden, they're not gonna let you in, we don't want to make you fly for that reason, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
oh my god.
I was like, guys, I'm 100% sure. I checked border control. I called I called everybody. And they're like, yeah, but things change every day. Like, that's what they told me. I'm like, I called yesterday. Are usually like, yeah, no, things change every day. And I was like, fine. And then we literally got in the car, started driving away. And then I found, like, the article. And my dad's like, do you want to try one more time? And I was like, alright, no, let's go back. Yep. Let's go back. Let's fight somebody. I'm ready. I got my face.
No, listen. I want to say something about this, because when you get, like, when you have to get on a plane, people will check your visa, etc. at the airport, right? Mm-hmm. And it happened to me many times. Even if I had, like, I don't remember what is the technical name, but it's a sticker that you get at the embassy. Usually, like when I went to China, for example.
The COE, the Certification of Eligibility, or something like that.
Yes, something like that. Mm-hmm. So when you're sure that you have all the documents that are required, even if they question you and they're like, oh, I don't think you can go to this place, because, like, it happened to me even when I had a 5-year visa for Japan and I had my residence card, and they were like, I'm not sure that you have a permit to go there, so I cannot give you, I don't want to let you go to this plane, because I don't think you have a visa to go. Even if for European citizens, even if you don't have any visa, you just go there and you get 90 days tourist visa, right? And so this lady was just questioning that I couldn't go, and I was just like, you need to assert yourself, because they're
you really do.
Sometimes they don't know what they're talking about clearly.
No,
so
can I tell you?
Yeah, no. So I just wanted to. Yeah.
No, can I tell you that people who are in those kind of positions where they have some kind of godlike authority, because if they say no, you can't go, they get some damn authority trip, like power trip, and they just start spewing nonsense that they don't know about. And it's like, even if you, because what saves me, guys, is if you're going on a trip, you print out every document. You print out the official, you can just print out the site from the official embassies, like notice of how it works. You print out the visa confirmation paper. You print out, even if you have something in your passport, just print out everything, because you need to look more prepared than they are. And that's when they start to listen to you. But sometimes it really takes some hard work, especially when you're faced with like a white man. I swear to... Can I tell you, sometimes I want to just throw hands, because I'm this little tiny person, and there are these white men who are like, bitch, you can't get on this plane. Oh wait, sorry, am I allowed to curse? It's like, sir, you can't get on this plane. And I'm like, sir, I'm getting on this plane. And it's just a fight, like a very clear fight. Ugh. Ugh.
I mean, it was always women for me, so I guess gender equality on that as well. But I mean, just like this is just a parenthesis to say, don't get scared. Like, if you're sure that you have the documents, that you can go where you want to
Bully
go,
them.
don't get scared. Just be assertive.
Bully them back.
That's,
Bully them back. Fight the power.
Yep. And also, I was thinking about saying this because you were saying, oh yes, during the first months of the pandemic, I was so busy, like, with all the lessons. I found a job, and I was thinking, like, for me, it was the complete opposite, because I just finished working somewhere, and I was just like, I don't want to do anything. Like, the only thing that I want to do is to prepare for moving back to Italy, and so like, and it was worse. Like, can I say, if I could go back, I would just keep working or something, because I was just at home, like, first months of the pandemic, so nobody knew what it was gonna happen. Like, I was just home all the time, and in Japan, homes are very small, and I couldn't see anybody. I couldn't go anywhere. So like, and I was stressed all the time, because I was like, when am I gonna go back? How do I sell the stuff that I have in my house? Right? You couldn't meet with people or stuff like that. Nobody on Facebook, like, like the smallest things that you're like, you think that you can count on, weren't there, because like usually a lot of people move to Japan and want cheap furniture, for example, right? Maybe because they are students, they're gonna stay for a small amount of time, but like, because of the pandemic, nobody was coming to Japan, so I couldn't sell my furniture. Like, the smallest things, like, everything was so stressful. And like, I wanted to sell my clothes to shops, and the shops were closed.
Oh my god!
Nobody knew when they were gonna open, stuff like that. You know, and it's just like,
it's already stressful.
Yeah, it is.
Like, even without them,
just saying it.
Do you know who charged me? God. You know who charged me last week? The fucking NHK guys.
Oh fuck.
The NH. No, can I tell you? And I'm so upset because it's dumb as hell. Like, they haven't charged me in 3 years, and then they just charged me with $67 randomly, and I was like, what the hell? Like, these damn scammers! I swear, these NHK men, scammers. And so, anyway, I'm like,
for sure,
trying to combat it with the bank account. For those of you who don't know, in Japan, they charge you for owning a TV. It's the dumbest thing.
They do it
ever.
here in Sweden too, though.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you people?
I know, it's so ridiculous.
And in Italy as well.
What?
In Italy as well.
Why?
And it's the most stupid thing. You don't even have to have have it plugged in or cable or anything. If you physically own a TV.
Why?
I don't know.
You guys suck. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's like taxes.
Yeah, it's a form of tax. But so I've had these
welcome
friends.
Welcome to first world countries.
Yes, exactly. No, so I've had this friend who literally, he had a TV. He uses it as a computer screen. So these people came to his house and be like, "Do you own a TV?" He's like, "Well, yeah, I own a TV, but I mean, it's only hooked up to my computer, and I never watch TV on it." And then, no, sorry, you have to pay. So like, it's very common that people like lie and say, "No, I don't have a TV." And then like,
by the way, you don't have to pay, especially in Japan. If the NHK guy comes to your house, pretend you don't speak any language, not only Japanese but also English. pretend, like, start speaking in a language that you're making up at the moment if you have to, but don't let them sign any contract, because you don't have to pay anything actually, especially if you don't own a TV.
Yeah, or just lock them out. Like I learned how to do it. I'm so annoyed because I learned how to do it too late. Now I know all of that, but like the first time when they came, I just, I had no idea about it, and they explained it to me, so I was like, damn, okay, that's something I have to do. That's because I also didn't have cable. I had a TV in my room, but it was for like Netflix and Wii and whatever. But that's dumb, guys. I've never heard of this. I cannot believe that it's not just I thought it was just a backwards Japanese bullshit. Apparently, it's a backwards dumb shit. I don't know, but it's not in the States. That's not a thing in the States. You can own like 20 TVs in your house. You don't pay any money. Like that's so. Anyway,
but even if you have 20 TVs, you pay only once.
Okay,
that's one thing. I don't know. I never understood either. Yeah. Like I think it's one of those kind of taxes that come from when not a lot of people had a TV.
Right, yeah.
So people that had a TV
and cancel that, man.
Yeah, especially now that nobody watches TV.
Yeah, exactly, right.
That's true.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, to go back.
Yeah, we're getting off topic.
Sorry. Oops.
So I wanted to talk about a little bit about the things that we did for Gladly Global. It's been like the main thing that I worked on during the pandemic, I guess, and because we found ourselves in a strange place, right? Because we were already maybe thinking about doing some events. Since we were all moving to Europe, we wanted to do some events, maybe in major cities, and meet up with other members of the community, or just do like language exchange events and stuff like that. And of course, we couldn't do that because of the pandemic, right? And many other ideas that we had. For example, making videos together in the same place. Those kind of things were cancelled. So I guess we started working. It's not that we started because of the pandemic, but I guess we got a boost because of that.
Yeah.
Right.
I think so.
So we had started with the Polyglot magazine in January 2020, right?
Yeah.
And we published 4 issues last year.
Correct.
That was one new thing that we did.
Yeah. We didn't quit. I'm proud.
Yeah, good job, us.
Yeah, same very much. And I don't know. Do you guys want to speak about the other things?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I'm proud of is that, because even before 2020, we had like a little bit of a team that chatted with each other, but we didn't have like a team process, and we didn't have like, basically we had this system where I had an idea, and then I would ask different people if they wanted to do stuff with the idea, and then everybody would talk through me, and then I would communicate to the other person, and then like that, and it wasn't very productive and just stressful for me in a lot of ways. But
of course,
now we actually have like a working team system, and then we built a Discord server and a few other services to go around it, and stuff that encourages us a lot too. Yeah, which is kind of cool. Like, I feel like Gladly Global is something that's kind of built for us, and then it just so happens that we are our target audience.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
that's true.
So we're helping ourselves and also helping you. We're not just trying to rob you and take money out of your pocket.
No,
we're the good guy.
I mean, no, but that's the point of strength of us, I think, because being your own target audience, it means that you know what you want, you know what people like you want, right?
Yeah.
And it's easier to be critical also of what you're doing, because you don't have to guess anything. You're just like, oh, I think this would work for me. Let's try it out and see if people like it as well, you know? Yeah. And I also think that the Discord tool that we have at the moment, not only we have actually 2 Discord servers at the moment, one for the public, let's say, and one for all the teams that we have. And it's just like, I feel like Discord is like a square, like a plaza or something, like a square or a hotel or something,
It's
where
so
everybody can meet up.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
a
amazing.
place where everybody can stay at the same time. I don't know how to explain it better. And it's just like it's just better than just sending messages to people, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
I am very proud that we were able to to build this, I guess, especially the community server.
Oh yes.
It's very active. There are a lot of people there every day studying.
We have over 200 active members.
Even more, I think.
Yeah, it's cool. It's definitely because originally I had this idea. I wanted to make an accountability group because, like, in 2020, 2021, and so forth from now, the biggest problem is not really lack of resources or lack of teachers or lack of all of these things. We have lots of people doing that, but it's hard to get yourself to stay consistent, to have discipline, and to also really figure out what's the best way to mix all of those different resources that you have for optimum improvement. And so I wanted to create a group that meets really regularly and gives us kind of pointers and whatnot, and I could give some insights on how to juggle languages and how to improve as a self-study learner, since I have primarily self-studied until now. And so I was going to do it on Zoom originally, because that's kind of what everybody was doing. I was like, yeah, Zoom class or whatever. And maybe I was going to have like a Facebook group to go along with the Zoom class, because that's kind of like the way people do stuff. And I listened to like a membership podcast, how to set up a membership and these different kind of things. And I was trying to figure out how to do it. And then Anna was like, so Teresa, this is like a week before we launched too, I think. A week.
Yeah, it was very close.
It was very close. I was planning a lot. Like, I had everything set up, the website set up to launch, blah, blah, blah. And then I was just like, what if I raised you Discord? And I was like, I'm listening. And, I mean, I had never used Discord before. I'm not really a gamer. And usually, for some reason, I realized a lot of other people too, they feel that Discord is really only a gamer thing and it's very complicated. And it's really not. It's very
the
simple.
simplest platform
It
to
is
use.
so simple. You just click on things. It's really not a big difficulty, as well as like because you have the moderators and admins like setting up all these automations and shit. You don't gotta do anything. It just happens. But there's a underlying idea that things like Twitch and Discord are like specifically for techie gamers or something like that. So it's kind of like, now that I'm into Discord, I'm like, no guys, it's easy, stop. Stop it, because I get so many messages. I don't really get Discord, but it looks interesting, and I'm like, listen, there's nothing to get, just click in, say hello, that's it. But it's really cool, and it allows you to keep everything in one place, and there's a lot more organization right off the bat, and it's free. So it's I think we would not have been able to build such a cool community, an interactive community, supportive community, if we didn't have that group idea, if we didn't have the push of the pandemic, if we didn't have Anna's input as well. Yeah.
Yes, gamer squad. Yes. No, but what I want to say is like I am trying to get everybody to use Discord. Like, you don't understand. Like, my class at school, for example, I made a server, so we have, like, for example, a channel for useful links. So everybody, when they find a cool website, they put the links there, and it's shareable, and it doesn't, like, clog a chat if you were, like, to speak on WhatsApp, let's say, or something like that, and everything, it's easy to find. So it's just, like, you know, it's just a cool tool, and why not use it? Yeah. And I know that Discord blew up a lot during the pandemic as well, because they're inserting new features and stuff, and it's gonna get even better most likely. And it's not easy to moderate like a server like that we have at the moment. We're gonna make some changes as well, but I think, like, if used properly, it's just like, I think it's been like a very good idea, and I'm very proud of myself and ourselves also for pulling it off like this.
Yeah, no, it looks really good. And I have to say, like, my favorite part is, like, Sometimes I spend some days away from Discord, like especially I get really busy and I don't have time to interact. I feel like with Instagram and with every other platform, if I'm away for 2 seconds, it dies. And that's a lot of pressure on me. But Discord, that doesn't happen, and it's been a really positive thing to see. I think in the first couple of weeks we had to be a little bit more present than before, but now, you know, people are actively sharing their pain points and sharing like mental health moments that they're like, yo, help me, this is stressful, and their wins every once in a while, and that is so nice to see people do that on their own.
Yeah, like we have someone in a study room like every single hour of the day. It's absolutely amazing.
In Discord.
Yeah, well, not every single hours, but for sure every day and every morning right now. Like, it depends on the time of the year as well, because I noticed in like November, December, in the morning there was nobody, and right now there's like at least 5 people every morning. And we also like, we wanted to talk about this, that we got new terminology in the server, so like people just started using new expressions that we never used before.
Yes, we have inside jokes and phrases.
Yeah, but like, for example, since in the server there are people from every place of the world, it's kind of pointless to say good morning, because for some people it's not the morning, it's just confusing. So somebody came up with the expression good time zone, and we were just like, that is so cool, we're gonna use this expression forever. And so I want to put it on all the YouTube videos as well.
Yeah, it's
gonna put it on merch.
Yeah, no.
It's so funny because I totally did not realize that it was a Gladly Global thing at first. Like, so like after it was starting to get used, I was like, damn, am I just not hip with the new kids? Like, was this a thing? And I was like, damn, I'm sorry. I was like, where did good time zone come from? And they're like, oh, she made it up, and I was like, okay, I see you. You're gonna damn lit.
Yep. Yeah. No, I was there when like somebody wrote it for the first time. I think it was Clau.
Yeah, it was Clau.
Sorry, I say Chan to everybody. Clau.
Yeah.
I think Clau wrote it for the first time, and a lot of people commented like, "Oh my god, this is cool as fuck." And I said, "Oh my god, can we just use it as just general greeting for the server?" And Clau was like, it's fine, I don't mind, for sure. Okay. And so everybody started using it. It's just so amazing. Cool. It's like a culture inside culture is developing or something like that.
I love it.
It's very cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
What about you, Rasmus? What do you think about what we've done this year?
I am proud and happy to be a part of this. And I feel like we're like, everything is just building upon each other now. So now everything is like, we have a good thing going, and it's just never going to stop. So, like, it's just amazing. Just, I don't really know what to say because I'm just overwhelmed with emotion.
Maybe.
No, but it's so amazing to see people really come together like this, and that we're actually like all our hard work is like paying off. We've had our own like doubts about what we've been doing over these past few years, and like, is this gonna work out? And we have had some like shots in the dark, and like we really didn't know if like things were gonna pan out. But then we stuck to it, and we are reaping the benefits at the moment, and it's amazing. Especially considering how quickly this all developed. Like, we launched the accountability group and the Discord server in May. No, what am I saying? In June, October.
Yeah.
What are the months of the year?
Yeah, like October.
2020 is cancelled.
Yeah, the word 2020 felt like.
Know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like October.
Yes.
It's been a few months. Yeah.
So it's incredible how quickly things have like developed.
Yep.
Yay, us, a team.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I also feel, I also feel that we got more productive and got more close as a team.
Yeah, our team building and teamwork have been on point lately.
Yeah, and which is not only us three, by the way. It's not only us three. There's also Raquel, there's Tia, there's Natalie now, the most recent person coming to the team, and there's Cody, and we have also other people that are more less in the center of attention, let's say.
Yeah.
But it's just like I feel like I got to know everybody better a little bit, even if we don't work together directly. We have weekly meetings, and we just talk about what we're doing. I have also, like, I think we all have a better idea of everything that is going on, because we always have so many things going on, right?
Yeah.
And so many ideas, so many things that we want to do. So I think this is another good thing that came out during these hard times.
Yeah, I've always had like a really timid leadership approach, and so that's also something that I wanted to stomp in 2020, because I was like, you know, I'm not seeing a lot of people, I'm not meeting a lot of people. We need to build stronger, like, also, I think there's a lot of conversation outside, like, for people who usually meet in person and now they're going online. How much more it takes to build a team online and to make people feel included, and how that's important. And so I started to listen to that, and I was like, damn, I guess I haven't been doing this properly. And so I started to think about, like, more, like, kind of, like, not put my foot down, but just, like, put in more specific things that we have to do to keep us all feeling connected and motivated. Because originally I thought that, like, forcing everybody to come together once a week or something like that is too much. Like, oh, people are busy, I don't know if they should be able, you know, if they want to do that or whatever. And it actually hurt the team more than otherwise, because when you don't see each other for a while, that's when the team feels a little bit more pointless, when you don't know what's going on, when you don't really feel a part of the thing. But if you keep everybody included, they actually want to come.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we've got really close, and I even, like, when I tell people who want to join or, like, help with stuff, I'd be like, okay, but you have to actually actively want to be friends with everybody in the group, and we have to feel good, because that's kind of, like, the energy that we vibe with.
Yeah.
We have a lot of things to work on still, and places to go, but
for sure.
But I feel like now we've at least conquered our space, because what happens is that there's, like, our space, and then there's, like, the greater polyglot space, and then there's, like, the greater language learning circle, and we only really understand the aesthetics and, like, a soft language learning space. And so now we need to figure out a little bit further than that.
Yep.
But it feels nice to at least have your footing and
Yeah.
feel like you know what you're doing a little bit.
Yeah.
For sure.
We have a little slice of the pie for ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least people, like, kind of know who we are. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh yes, somebody in the server, or, like, since I do, like, Twitch live streams, study with me, sometimes people come there from the server, and they're like, yes, I saw your YouTube videos, like, since, I don't know, years, and now I'm here or something, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Or, like, they would be like, oh yes, I follow your page on Instagram or something like that, and it's just like, oh my god, people actually, like, because when you see, like, the numbers on, like, the number of followers and the number of likes, you tend to kind of, like you don't feel that they are actual people. I don't know how to explain it, but, like, when they actually come to you and they say, oh, thank you, this video was very helpful or something, it's just worth it. Oh my god, yes.
Really
So it's just nice to have that, I guess.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I have the moments every once in a while, but they're very sporadic, because I think I'm a little bit too scatterbrained, and 2020 has forced me to be less scatterbrained, because I don't have I'm not going outside, I don't have a bunch of other things taking up my time, I don't have a lot of expectations outside of my little apartment, and so it's really forced me to sit down and think about like doing the things that I do very well and being more organized with those things. And so I think finally I'm starting to build a personal brand for myself that is immediately recognizable.
Yeah.
Because what used to happen is that I used to do so many things that even my friends that know me don't know what the hell I'm doing, which is really sad, because you know, you try to build a brand for yourself, and so you want other people need to know exactly who you are at a glance. Like, that's the idea of branding. And if they don't know who you are, they're not going to go to you for anything, because they don't understand what you represent. And so, like, not even like not let alone the customer or the follower or the whatever. My friends also didn't know what I was doing, and so because I just had so many things I wanted to do, and but like this year I'm trying to focus on like precision instead of breadth, and I think it's paying off in a lot of areas. That's another thing I still have to work on more in 2021, but I'm excited about it. I'm doing a lot of input this year, these days, like lots more really cool YouTubers that are seeping their energy into my life, or a podcast or a book or da. So I think good things for the future. I'm excited for this year. This year I'm conquering YouTube. I'm putting it out right now. I'm conquering. This is the thing that I've been trying to be consistent since like it's for like 10 years.
It started with YouTube. Maybe like some people don't know about this, but me and Ray started. It wasn't called Gladly Global at the time. It was called Label of Lang. We started off being like, we want to make YouTube videos, and that was it. And then it grew because Ray was like, I want to do other stuff. I want to do this and that and website and everything. And I was like, yes, let's do it.
Oh my god, I have to tell you guys that story another day. But if I start now, it will be here forever. So I'm not gonna do it yet. But just know that one of these days.
Yeah, no, we can do like a podcast, like the history, how we came to what we are.
Yeah, we should do it. We should do it. We really should, because some people ask me about it actually. Like,
or even a YouTube video.
Yeah, we can do both. But people have asked me about it actually, and it's a really really crazy story, because I was like about to quit, you guys, because I just suck at being accountable to anything. I'm not kidding you. I've been trying to be consistent on YouTube for 10 years, and it's just not working even now. So this year is the year, because I feel like I've gotten a grasp on most other areas of my life. So now that like everything has been accounted for except YouTube. So
oh my god.
So this is the year that YouTube gets conquered, and that I stop fearing creating YouTube videos so much, and like feeling like it's this great hurdle that I can't just work on consistently. And having Anna and Elmo on the channel has helped me a lot with that. I wouldn't have been able to build that courage without the accountability of the two of them. But yeah, everything did start on YouTube. Started with the idea that I wanted to be on YouTube talking about languages. So
and here we are today.
Here we are.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, but I'm all for that project with Ray, of course, because I think it's okay. So can I be honest for a second? It's a pain to make YouTube videos.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's literally a pain. It takes so long, and like you don't know if it's gonna go well or not. It's always a gamble, and sometimes people ignore it. You know, like. But I feel like it's the best to actually convey what we have to say, let's say. So I think it's definitely the most effective, in my opinion. I am all for that. Like, I'm thinking, yes, YouTube is gonna be like a good goal for 2021, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, like I keep thinking, like, do I really need YouTube in my life? Like, when you start to think about something that you've tried to do for ages and it's just not working. Like, I've switched from bullet journaling to digital journaling these days because I've just been really bad at journaling, and so I took an assessment. Do I really need this in my life? What is the reason why I'm not doing it? Do I just like the image of it? And when I come back to YouTube and try to think, okay, 10 years of not being consistent in YouTube, why am I not consistent? Do I not need YouTube in my life? And I can't bring myself to cut it out. That means I need to fix my shit, because it's like the feeling of having a YouTube video and the ability to fully express yourself in that medium, and to like convey your idea so clearly is just so powerful. And I think I really I want to be on YouTube, so I need to start thinking about all the different aspects that's encompassed in the idea of I want to be on YouTube, not just the after nice feeling, but the before, and start falling in love with the editing process. More than I am already, at least.
For sure.
Yeah.
About other things that we're gonna do this year, of course, we're gonna go on with the Polyglot magazine, and we have started already at the end of last year, but we're gonna go on with the language events or other kind of workshop events that we are doing online at the moment. And I have to say, like, because sometimes Ray hosts them, English, sorry. Sometimes it's Ray that hosts them. I hosted only one at the beginning, but I think, and there are like language exchange events that are not hosted by anybody, but it's just like talking together with people, and I really enjoy them. Like, it's a good way to meet new people, to exchange some ideas. Sorry, I cannot English today. I'm gonna cut this part. So to exchange ideas, and it's just like a nice way to don't feel alone also on the struggles that you have sometimes, because I think language learning community is very understanding of each other. Like, we're not only passionate, but we also struggle a lot, everybody. Each one of us.
It's a really space on the internet, to be honest.
Yeah, I love this community. I'm not saying this because whatever, but I love this community because it's the first community that I'm in that I actually feel like people understand each other and try to support each other, and are it's just nice to be around this kind of people all the time. And they say you are who your friends are, right? So I think also I improved myself. I used to be a very negative person, and now I'm a little bit more positive. I try to see the good things, and try to be consistent, try to build good habits, and this wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for the community. So I'm gonna work on this even more in this year that is coming. And that's about it. Rasmus, I don't know if you want to say something about this year, your goals or something.
My goals to be more consistent in general with everything, because I am a complete mess. I am starting to get better, and I'm more comfortable in sort of where I am at right now. I have a I've also always had lots of trouble with being overly negative and things like that, and like really just like sabotaging for myself in that sense. So I feel like I'm finally for the most part over that at this point, and I will so I'm really going to move past that and just enjoy the process of actually doing things.
Yeah, no, that's so relatable, by the way. And it's
mind over matter, yo.
No, but every time that we talk about what is your worst struggle, is everybody's answer is always consistency, habit making, this kind of thing. And so it's hard, yo. I think also a lot of people assume, oh my God, look at these three people, they're so good, they have Glasgow, but they are super good at studying every day. They never slack, they never procrastinate, but it's not true.
It's like people get this idea of you and they put you on this pedestal where you are nowhere near that pedestal, and you never will be, because you're a human being.
We are like you.
Yeah,
we are like you, and we are constantly trying to find ways to make ourselves better, and I think it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be superhuman all the time.
And it's like accepting that you're not superhuman, and that you are gonna feel friction between between you and what you want to do is actually the key to doing things. Because I don't know if you guys felt it, but it's definitely a lesson that's been thrown in my face over and over, and I think it's kind of what Rasmus is finally starting to get this year, actually, the last month or so, we've been working together really well at home, and it's because, a lot of the times when you want to do something, the immediate thought is, I don't want to do it. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be painting, it could be drawing, it could be journaling, it could be language
Whatever
study.
your hobby is that you love doing and you would do all the time.
Yeah, it's something that you love, but even before you even if you love it, before you start, you're like, oh, this seems like something busy, or like this is gonna take out energy from me, and your brain tells you negativity, or there's just always a friction to starting things in the day. And when you give in to that is when you don't do anything, and when you hate on yourself and judge yourself for it, more and more time goes by that you don't do things because you're too busy judging yourself. Whereas for me, like for example today I painted a little bit, and I haven't painted in a long time, and it's not something that I do all the time at all. But I was like, you know what? I want to do more things with the stuff that I have in my house. I'm too tired of buying things and then not using them, or like being on the computer all the time. So a video was exporting. I didn't want to use the computer. I was like, I'm gonna paint. And Rasmus was like, ooh, are you gonna paint? I was like, don't draw attention to it or I might not do it, okay? I am still, I was like, I'm still in the friction, process. Like, I have not fully accepted that I'm doing this yet. It still feels like a big, annoying thing to do. So wait until later to comment on it, okay? I'm working on it.
Yeah.
And then I sat down on the floor and I started painting, and it was fun. And then after, but like in the beginning, it almost always feels like you don't want to do it. I don't know. It is the worst, but it's a moment you accept that that's just how life is, and you stop thinking that everybody is just like happily doing all the things they're supposed to do. Is the minute that you unlock the ability to be more creative and to do more with your time.
Yeah, like you expect everything to be easy, and if it's not easy, you're like, no.
Shit isn't easy, fam.
Life is hard.
Life is hard.
Yeah. All right. I think we can conclude on that note, if you want, Teresa.
Yeah.
Yeah, cut yourself some slack. Don't be too hard on yourself. Yeah. You're human, and we love you.
Yes. So thanks for tuning in today and listening to our little reminisce through 2020 and the pandemic as our first podcast for 2021. I hope that this had you thinking also about how the pandemic could have possibly positively affected you or catalyzed some things in your life. It was really negative. It was really scary for a lot of people, and we were really privileged and lucky to have the safety nets that we did during the pandemic. But I'm sure that there was a silver lining to your gray cloud. And so we will see you back here the next time, next month, on the Gladly Global Podcast, everywhere you listen to podcasts. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, on our website, on YouTube. Yeah, we're everywhere. And I will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.